Hello, folks. Welcome to my channel. My name is Rico. Today, I want to discuss the importance of being aware of natural disasters in the Philippines. This is especially true if you are planning to build a home here eventually. It is especially vulnerable to natural disasters because it is located on the Pacific Ring of Fire. Expats considering relocating to or building homes in the Philippines should be aware of the following potential hazards to ensure they choose a safe and sustainable place. In this vlog, I will explore the most common natural disasters that impact the Philippines, as well as how they should influence your home buying decisions. However, because it is positioned immediately within the Pacific Ring of Fire, this tropical paradise is highly vulnerable to a range of natural disasters. For safety and peace of mind, expats considering living or establishing a home in the Philippines should be aware of these considerations. There was once an expat who was married to a Filipino in the Philippines. He built a house that he and his Filipino wife and family could live in. The roof of that house was ripped off due to super typhoon. He had to come up with the money to repair the damage done to it. Typhoons, sometimes known locally as bagyao, are the most prevalent and potentially destructive natural disasters in the Philippines. Similar to hurricanes in the Atlantic, these powerful tropical cyclones produce strong winds, heavy rains, storm surges, and widespread flooding. The most powerful storms generally occur between September and November. However, the typhoon season typically lasts from June to December. Typhoon winds can demolish homes, infrastructure, and plants at rates of more than 300 kilometers per hour. Trees may be uprooted, power lines may be downed, and roofs torn off, causing widespread damage and disruption. Typhoon related severe rains create mudfloods, landslides, and widespread flooding. Overflowing rivers can damage crops and flood communities. City flash floods can occur when urban drainage systems are overloaded. Storm surges or increases in sea level caused by typhoon's winds pose a major threat to coastal populations. These surges have the potential to submerge low lying communities, destroying infrastructure and homes and killing people. Heavy rainfall, especially in mountainous places, can saturate the soil, resulting in mudfloods and landslides. Roads can be blocked, homes buried, and many people killed. Strong winds and storm surges represents a significant hazard to coastal areas. The risk can be reduced by moving farther inland, particularly in higher ground. Examine previous flood maps and typhoon tracks for the area of your choice. Make sure your house is built to withstand high winds and rainstorms. Reinforced concrete structures are more durable than those made of lighter materials. Seek guidance from experienced engineers and architects who understand regional construction codes and the best techniques to design disaster resistant structures. Prepare a detailed evacuation plan in case a typhoon warning is issued. Be aware of the recommended evacuation routes and facilities. Stock your emergency kit with food, water, medication, and a flashlight. Participate in regional efforts to prepare for disasters. Take part in drills and learn about neighborhood warning systems. Earthquakes occur often in the Pacific Ring of Fire, which includes the Philippines. Even though earthquakes occur less frequently than typhoons, they can nevertheless inflict significant damage and casualties. An earthquake's principal effect is ground shaking, which can cause landslides, building collapse, and infrastructure failures. The magnitude of the earthquake, its distance from the epicenter, and the local geology all influence how much the ground shakes. In areas with loose, wet soil, ground shaking can occur liquefaction, which occurs when the soil loses firmness and takes on the properties of a liquid. Landslides, lateral spreading, and sinking building foundations are all possible outcomes of this. Large underwater earthquakes have the ability to generate tsunamis, which are powerful waves that can sweep across oceans and submerge coastal regions. Tsunamis pose a significant threat to coastal communities, although being less prevalent than other earthquake related disasters. Avoid developing on or near earthquake lines, liquefaction zones, or tsunami prone coastal areas. Consult geologists on the seismic danger in your preferred area. Make sure your home structures can withstand the effects of an earthquake. Reinforced concrete constructions are more earthquake resistant than other construction technologies. Follow local building codes and seek guidance from structural engineers with experience designing earthquake resistant structures. Participating in earthquake drills will teach you how to drop, cover, and hold on in case of an earthquake. Determine safe zones in your home and place of business. Know the evacuation routes and tsunami warning signals if you live near the coast. Many volcanoes in the Philippines are active, endangering nearby settlements. Volcanic eruptions can range from little ash explosions to large scale eruptions that produce pyroclastic flows, lava flows, ashfall, and volcanic gases. These quick jets of hot gas and volcanic debris are extremely dangerous, with the potential to destroy anything in their path. During volcanic eruptions, they are the leading cause of death. Molten rock flows have the potential to devastate agricultural land, infrastructure, and residential structures. Despite moving at a slower rate than pyroclastic flows, they can nevertheless cause significant damage. Volcanic ash may cover entire regions, causing respiratory concerns, agriculture loss, and transportation disruptions. Roofs may collapse owing to excessive ashfall. Toxic gases that can be detrimental to both the environment and human health are released by volcanoes. Steer clear of high risk locations and areas close to active volcanoes. To determine the level of volcanic hazard in your selected area, speak with local authorities and volcanologists. In the event of a volcanic eruption, create a clear evacuation strategy. Recognize the assembly locations and evacuation routes. Stock up on goggles and dust masks to shield yourself from falling ash. Learn how to safely remove ash from roofs and other surfaces. Mudflows and landslides are common in the Philippines, and they are usually caused by earthquakes, typhoons, and heavy rains. They pose a major hazard to communities along slopes and in mountainous places. Mudflows and landslides can bury homes, destroy infrastructure, and kill a large number of people. Landslides have the potential to destroy or severely damage roads, bridges, and other infrastructure, disrupting communication and transportation. Landslides can cause harm to water resources, agricultural land, and forests. Construction should not take place on steep slopes, landslides, or on stable soil. Consult geologists and geotechnical engineers on the risk of landslides in your chosen area. Implement appropriate slope stabilizing techniques, such as drainage systems and retaining walls, if construction on a slope is inevitable. Typhoons, severe rainfall, and overflowing rivers are common causes of flooding in the Philippines. Flooding is a menace to both urban and rural areas, and it can severely damage infrastructure, farmland, and homes. Flooding can harm furniture, appliances, and other things. Flooding has a potential to disrupt communications, transportation, and other critical services. Contaminants in floodwaters can increase the likelihood of developing waterborne infections. Avoid building in areas that are prone to flooding, such as low lying areas near rivers or beaches. Examine flood maps and consult with local officials to estimate the risk of flooding in your chosen area. If you can't avoid building in a flood prone area, think about elevating your house base or building on stilts. When building, use materials that won't flood. Fire outbreaks pose a significant concern in the Philippines, particularly in densely populated metropolitan areas, despite the fact that they are not classified as natural disasters. Rapid fire spread can be caused by dry conditions exacerbated by hot weather, strong winds, like during typhoons, and limited access to water. Fires can severely destroy homes and businesses, causing a significant loss of life and property. Fires have the potential to destroy entire communities, leaving residents homeless and in need of housing. Consider the risk of fire in the location you have chosen, particularly in congested regions where access to fire hydrants and other firefighting resources is limited. Install fire extinguishers and smoke alarms throughout your house. Create a plan for escaping a fire and rehearse it frequently. Before deciding where to live, expats considering relocating to the Philippines should conduct extensive research and risk evaluations. Major catastrophes are less likely to occur in Davao City, Iloilo, and certain parts of Palawan. Speaking with local experts, ensuring disaster resistant housing, and being informed of emergency preparedness measures can all help to make your stay in the Philippines safer and more comfortable. All right, folks, that is all for today's show. If you have any questions or comments, please comment down below. Thank you all for watching. Until next time, have a good day.